Hello, 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 hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I know it's been a while since you saw my face in the afternoon, especially with me and Emma on your screens. And so this afternoon, we're here. We are here. We are here to give you our best. Emmeline.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You are live.
Thank you very much.
Yes, yes,
How
yes.
are you? See how you are glowing.
Because I'm coming to see your face, I have to glow.
That you start vibing me. Oh.
Hey, I can't but glow. You know what I'm
You
saying?
start vibing me. Look at you.
I can't but glow.
Uh Such a beautiful woman. How is it? How is the UK?
It's cold, it's raining, it's supposed to be getting warmer, but it's not. It gets
And
warm 1 minute and
it
it gets
is
very
it
cold.
is freaking hot in Ghana right now,
Tell me about it.
especially in Accra. Isn't this life just weird?
It's
Isn't
just
life
cold.
just weird? But in
It is,
everything we
my
give
love.
God thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
hold on,
Hey,
hold
I
on.
I can hear your nursery class.
They are on vacation, my sister. Such is life.
That's
And
the
so,
beauty of it. The beauty of it.
oh, I just can't wait for especially the last one to grow. Eliane is much reasonable. This one does not understand reasoning in any form.
Don't be in a hurry to see them grow. Trust me.
You are in between enjoying the experience of them growing and having to want them to be in a hurry to just grow up and then they can just give you peace of mind. You
Man,
know, ah, harvest. This is a conversation from the heart indeed. Like, and I remember talking to one of my teams. You know him, but I won't mention his name because he has not given me permission to reveal
okay.
his secrets. When I told him, oh, I mean, I'm babysitting. He asked me how I was doing. I said, oh, what babysitting? He said, man, that is a full-time job. I said, yes. I said, your time will come. So, he told me, he said he's not looking forward to it.
I
It
don't
doesn't
think a
mean
lot
he
of people
doesn't want
look
to
for.
get married. It doesn't mean he doesn't want to have a family. But as a father in the future, he's not looking forward to that wahala. And to be
Hmm.
honest, it is no joke. And the kids that come these days, Sandra, oh my
Hey.
God,
It's
not,
not easy.
not at all.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It almost feels like I'm having a live session, like my house reality show on television right now.
Maybe
Look
we
at her.
should have
She
that.
doesn't even care. When I tell her stop, she gets more annoyed.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
I'm sending her over to you. When Nathania is going, she's joining.
look at her screen name. My goodness.
What did I do?
I'm
What's
Hey,
up?
I don't know
Sasa,
whether to laugh or to cry or to scream. So I'm just
Sasa,
like,
you do
What did
all.
I do? Mama dear,
damn.
I love your nails.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Princessa Luchi Agri. I
In
just love
town.
her grand
Zaddy.
entrance. That is
Zaddy's
what we
in
call.
town.
This is what we
I
call
know.
grand entrance.
Hey,
Hey,
What did I
Sessa.
do?
Nana, I
Yes.
should have call you my daughter's name. Sessa, no, you do all. In fact, you are
damn.
the reason for
How?
Easter coming up. You are the reason for this holiday coming up. Jesus died for you indeed. Hey,
Jesus died for me. Jesus died for me.
Hey,
it's good to have
Eh?
you on though.
hey.
How are
Thank you,
you?
sweetheart. I'm fine. I'm even coming in from a TV show. What's wrong there?
It looks like myself and you have had some TV time this morning earlier today. Araba
Yes.
says this scream name screams. Araba, no pun intended, I suppose.
I swear.
Where the
Araba,
rhyming is
this pun,
combined.
this pun is intended. Araba, Eniola, this pun is really, really intended.
Hey, Seta.
But I
Oh
I
my
am the
goodness.
orgasm queen now. I am the orgasm queen. There's no doubt about that. How do you want your orgasms? Toe coiling, leg shaking,
Hub.
sprinklers. Huh?
Sandra, who is even the sex therapist, is surprised. She didn't see it coming. Like, you did not prepare Sandra for this. That's not fair, Cesar. You don't take Sandra by surprise like that.
Oh, but
Fair.
you see what I'm eating for sex. This is my lunch.
What are you eating?
Avocado.
It is a sex enhancer.
Aphrodisiac.
Yes, it does.
Sorry, yes. Thank you, Sandra. It
Yes.
is an aphrodisiac.
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Sandra Delali, today's topic, dear, Cesar is ready. I
It
pity
is it is
anybody
the
who
it is
has
the
a
Holy
sexless
Week.
marriage.
It is the Holy Week. So
Sexless marriage is not good though.
No, I mean,
Yes,
I
sex is
pity.
holy.
we're gonna don't, my friend, don't eat the icing. Wait. Boko, easy. Take it nice and slow. We'll get there. Don't start scraping the icing off. We would get there. Let the cake still look very nice. We'll present it to them. Then we can take the icing off. Eh? Easy, slow, nice and I say to my children, nice and easy wins the game. So we take it nice and easy. Hey, hey, father,
Father
nice and easy.
Innocent,
Yeah, he says
welcome.
he's here. So we will get there. Now we're talking about sexless marriage. The title itself speaks volumes. However, according to research or according to therapists, sex that is not being enjoyed in the context of marriage is like eating, just chewing habanero pepper. You see, it's just spicy. There's nothing good out of it, right? So when we're talking about sexless marriage, we want to take it nice and easy. Mama, you're here. Mama Lao will take it through nice and and this afternoon, you see, my house is very quiet because my kids finished school today. And fortunately for me, they said to me they want to go out. So I said, okay. They have between one, no, wait, so 2 o'clock to 4 to give me a call back to come pick them. They said 6. I'm like, nah, you're not staying in town till 6. Why? Because I want to finish my life and then I can go get them. So I'm very easy now. I don't have any kids around me. Emma, it's all yours with your children. But with me, I can shout and scream.
I'm jealous.
You better. Oh, don't worry. Don't be jealous. Listen, they'll grow. Don't be jealous, girl.
I can't.
I was talking to Nathania earlier this morning, and I said my house is very quiet without her because she's the one that is always banging. When Nathania is home, is music all over. She's from gospel to Afrobeat to reggae to all the Congolese stuff and everything. But it's very quiet now. And so you will miss it when they go. Imagine she says, "Oh, mommy, don't worry. You only have this time to enjoy me because when I go to university, that's it." And it's so true. When she goes away, that's the end of it. But I say to parents, you have 18 years with your children, 18 years of summers, 18 years of
18, no, 18.
18, and that's it. So let's make the best of 18 years. Right now, let's not deviate. Let's go back to our subject of sexless marriage. Cesar and Emma and myself, we're going to make justice to this topic. It's I don't think it's talked about
Yep.
a lot. However,
No, it's not.
it's really
It's a
happening.
silent epidemic,
Yes,
I believe.
it is happening a lot. And when we say sexless marriage, it's not like there's no sex. There's some marriage that there's no sex at all, but there's some marriages where the sex is very limited, and that is also termed as a sexless marriage. So
Sexless marriage.
when sex is like maybe 4 times in a year, you are definitely in a sexless marriage. If it's
Four
even
times in a
seven,
year.
even if
Is
it's
it every
seven
quarter?
times in a year, you're in a sexless marriage. And there's some that 2, 3 years, nothing is happening, yet they're married couples. So Emma, you're the moderator, Abby. So take us. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. So you see, I'm trying to remember how what even made us even have this topic. There was something we saw on
There
social
was
media. Do you
there,
remember?
there was a post. You shared it. You
Yes.
shared the post.
Y-
Something triggered
Yes,
that thing. I think we
yes.
watched a
And then
video or
and
something.
I think no, was it you or any one of you shared it? And I said, Emma, this is a Heartversations conversation. And then Tessa
And I
said,
said, should I do a
"What
series about
serious
it?
about it?" And so here we
Yeah,
are.
but usually Sandra, normally we see a story somewhere. Well, in the absence of
Yeah,
remembering what that story is, what I can say is that usually when I get that inspiration, I normally will hit Sandra first, and we look for other
yeah,
partners of ours who I expect to. So obviously, nobody better than Cesar would can do justice.
Mama Lao. See what she's doing. My God, my God.
Basically,
Isn't it
do
hot
not
where you
have
are?
Mama,
yes.
see, I'm sitting directly under the AC.
Oh, and you're
The
still
AC has
sweating.
been running since last night. And thank God ECG has not remembered me today.
Oh, okay. We will hold on to that. Oh, Emma, we're losing you.
Emma, we are losing you. Please come back.
I want to see if I can find the post. That was about a couple of weeks ago, isn't it? Let's
Yes.
see if I search it, I can find it. And then we will talk about it. Right, Cesar, in your own words, since we haven't found Emma yet, let's talk about sexless marriage. I think it was sexless
I'm
marriage.
back.
Yes, sexless marriage, causes and effects. I found it.
Yes.
I found it.
But
So
can we start with why do we have yes,
yes,
cause and effects. Yes,
causes.
so
Yes,
why do we have sexless marriages, first of all?
yeah,
Why do we
yeah.
have sexless marriage? But no, first of all, have we established what a sexless marriage is?
Yeah, I think I just explained that it doesn't necessarily mean there's no sex at all.
Understand?
There's some marriages that there's no sex at all. That is sexless. And according to research, in a marriage where sex is like 4 times or 7 times or less, it's also classified as a sexless marriage. So that is being established
Right.
that. And then we can now go into the causes, and then we can talk about the effects as well of um, that. And so yes, I know, Annie, this is a very hot topic. It is hot. Um, we can start with the causes, and then we will talk about it. So I know that there are like possible causes, a lot of causes actually that can lead to sexless marriage, and it's not just including health issues, but also psychological, emotional, physical. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why these things can happen. And so yeah, Tessa, I'm in here with you. Let's talk about some of the causes or the
Of
reasons.
sexless marriage.
Yeah.
Sexless marriage is
Sorry, Cesar,
something.
I don't mean to cut you. I don't mean to cut you. As you are gonna define sexless marriage and the causes, do people marry and set out to have a sexless marriage? Then you can explain what it is.
Some There was a post I saw one day. This couple, they've been married for 25 years,
And they still want
and
children.
no, they didn't have children. And they have never made love, but they've been
Yeah.
married for 25 years. They said they didn't know that they didn't know anything about lovemaking for 25 years. They've just been married
Wow. Wow.
So
and they've
imagine
never had
imagine these
sex.
people. So what kind of planet are they living on?
So that's what I asked. Even the Amish community self, they gave
I
birth to
know.
plenty children. So when I saw that, I was like, seriously, are you serious? But some people, yes, do marry and decide to not have sex in that marriage, especially when maybe the marriage was forced.
Mm.
And then you see, they'll just say, look, we are married for appearances, so we are not going to have sex. The sex here, we are not going to have it. Say your mother said I should marry you, and my father said I should marry you. Fine. They won't have sex. They're actually sleeping in separate rooms and they're having sex elsewhere. So there are people who get married and they know they're not going to have sex at all. They're just married for. And then
Wow.
another reason for having sexless marriage is when, especially the male, is a closet
Hey,
is a
honestly,
closet gay.
honestly, it's you people and this your babies. Hey.
Please, please,
You hear the
please
mama?
stop talking like you were never there before, because you there. You've passed on. Look at her, she's excited. Says, have you seen Sandra?
She's even flaunting the nails because the nails, no way to pick tiny buttons.
Exactly. She's having fun now.
Oh, see, Dr. Louisa,
So
it's so nice to have you on. Tish was discussing about this yesterday. Please,
so
your
some
Hi,
input.
people.
Louisa.
Hi, Louisa.
Dr.
Louis. Oh,
Akaiso.
Akaisa.
Your input is needed.
So this is this. Some people actually get married. I was telling my husband this thing. Was it on Tuesday? I told him that there are people who are homosexuals, but they get married because of society and because they don't want to come out, they don't want people to know that they are homosexuals, and they have an agreement with their wives that, look, we're not going to have sex in this marriage because I'm gay, but I'll be paying you a certain amount of money every month just for you to be my wife. They don't sleep in the same rooms. He has his time with his gay partners, and that's it.
Hmm.
The same thing, the other side with women too, just because they want to fulfill that societal vacuum that, okay, you must get married to a man or to a woman, especially in this part of our world. So there are people who actually get married and they are not having sex. They know they're not going to have sex in the marriage. So now let's come down to people who got married and they got married, yes, want to have sex. Let's stop fornicating. If they were fornicating before, let us have legal sex. Now, in the long run, physical intimacy starts falling apart. It could be because of slipping to a pattern that lets the physical part of their marriage to fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
You know, husband is out by 4 a.m. Wife is, before they come back, one person is sleeping, the other person is tired. They don't even get to see each other. And then another thing can be children, when the kids come into the picture. And when it comes to the children part, you have to be very intentional, because if you have children, let me say success, like you're having children back to back, you might not even remember to have sex because mommy 6 million times, daddy 5 million times, pulling you here and there, you're co-sleeping with the child. Where would the sex come in?
Hmm.
Where would the sex come in? Even to have a quickie, you people said, okay, let you guys have a quickie. You could hear, mommy,
Dad.
daddy. And then sometimes you could
Oh
hear
my
the,
good
the
God.
small the small tapping, small knocking on the door. They start yelling at the door as if, they start policing you about. You can't even have a kiss. You can't even. So before you know, you drift apart. Oh, the children are here. Don't touch me. The children will listen. Oh, the children will cry. Before you know it, it becomes normal. It becomes like, okay, I beg. Before you know, you've become brothers and sisters in the Lord. So these are the things. And then others can be when they had little or no sex from the start. Especially if you
Hmm.
if they come from the background whereby they see sex as a very dangerous thing. There is one movie, one Nigerian comedy I stumbled upon. It was called Dorcas the Prophetess. It was acted by Mercy Johnson. Eh? She'll tell if the husband wants to touch her, she'll say, no, the Lord did not tell me this. Did not tell me this, you know. the man even tried to, I mean, go oral on her. She called the husband's
Oh
mother.
yeah,
She
I
called
think
her
I saw
mother-in-law.
that. I saw the little bit
Yes,
of that. Yes. Was it you
yes.
that shared
I
it?
had
Someone shared it.
Yes, I was the one that
Sorry.
shared it. I said,
Yeah, yeah,
"What's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this?" And so sometimes it's when they had little or very few sex from the start. But sometimes when it comes to the children, if it's not too much, it does not call for concern. But often, if both partners get frustrated or hurt by the loss of physical intimacy and sex, this in this case, I'm talking about the intimacy that was once part of the relationship. Oh. If there were no intimacy, who will feel hurt? But if there was intimacy, I'm telling you, it will call for a problem because it was part of the relationship before, and then you're not getting signals again. You're not getting signals. Everybody's just living platonic relationship in a marriage. So one person will now start getting hurt. One person will now say, "Oh, you're not touching me. We are not even having
Oh,
sex."
so
The other person will say,
okay,
"Can't you
we're
see I'm
breaking up a bit.
busy?" Before you know, it now becomes a pattern. So we these issues can be addressed. Sexless marriage can be addressed if both partners are in agreement to address it. So
We will come to the addressing. We'll come to
yes,
the
we come
addressing
to
part.
that.
Let's
So we
just
could
talk about the
reverse
cause,
it.
and then we'll talk about the addressing and then the effects and all that.
Yes.
And I also think that we should have had a man, Emma. We should have added a male voice to it, so it becomes like how do I say it? Oh, no signal, never take light. Oh dear, 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 dear.
Sorry.
If we had had a male or a man voice, it would have been balanced because then the man would think,
The person that would have loved to have would be at work at this time. PG.
no worries. Don't worry. We can have another time and then we can add a male voice to
But
it.
remember, there's another session you're having with him and Sessa on what is a related topic. Remember, I'm supposed
Yes,
to
yes.
organize that,
You are going to
so
organize it.
we can deal with it in that aspect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So I think that some of the causes why we tend to get success marriages is also mismatched libidos, where one person
Hmm.
has a very high sex drive
Yeah.
and then the other person has low to zero
Low sex drive.
low sex drive. And so then it becomes a mismatch. And when a mismatch happens, usually the person with the high sex drive wants to have it, and then the other one with the low libido is like, no, I don't want it. So in the long run, it would begin to dampen the level of intimacy, the level of sex, the level of emotional connection that you have, and also like loss of attraction when and this usually is from us women where we let ourselves go, and so you've had one child, two children, three, and then suddenly you're not sexy anymore, you're not making any effort to look good, to look nice. You have your bonnet on all day, you don't take it off,
Oh,
you don't dress up, you don't look good, and all that. And so these things can also put a bit of a damp on a man that found you once sexually attractive. And usually I say, and I've said it so many times, that if you're not sexually attracted to the person you're dating, you've got no business with them. Because if you get married to them, this is going to happen. When they touch you, you flinch. You're like, ugh, yeah, I mean, let's be real. When you're not in love with somebody, when you're not sexually attracted to somebody, when they touch you, you get upset.
yeah. You feel
Like this
I
irritated.
mean,
is going.
it will make your skin crawl. Well, oh, my friend, I can't do this with you. Like somebody touches.
Naturally, women are on
Yes,
in that position. Like,
exactly. And so I think a lot of us women, we don't do justice to ourselves where we marry the men that when we see them, we're like, damn, you're hot. We don't. We just want to get married for marrying's sake. And sometimes we think
you
that
see, that's the problem, Sandra.
yes,
Society has put so much pressure that a woman is not patient to wait for the man that turns her on emotionally, intellectually, physically, everything. They're just like, you know what, you're a man, you're ready to get married, let's settle.
yeah,
I have one or
What's
two
that?
kids. I'm okay.
What's
What
that?
kind of prison is that?
There is no
I
sex
don't
in
get it.
heaven. No.
Yeah, Abby, no, it's so true, and I think that people tend. Oh, okay, I understand what Dr. Louisa is saying. She's referring to a comment on no orgasm. Yes, that's why she said that no signals. Yes, there's absolutely no signals. We've taken all the signals off, but how can you? Yeah, yeah, boo.
Me?
Now I'm speaking in tongues.
Don't worry. Let. I always assume that the child sound is music at the background because
Oh no, no,
you
it's
can't listen
fine.
about it.
Listen, if Zizi was at home, she would definitely come down to ask me for something. She would.
I know, right? I
The
know.
moment she sees me behind there, she has to find, and she's 13. She will still come and ask me for something.
Can you
So
imagine that?
I'm not worried at all. Yeah, and so we women, we don't also do justice to ourselves because
We
from
just want to marry and go.
me, I can't marry somebody that I'm not sexually attracted to because I want to see you and I want to be like, oh boy, do you want to have a quickie? Come on, something has to excite me when I see your naked body.
Of
Something has to
course.
excite me
Of
when I touch
course.
you. Something has to excite me when you touch me. You know,
Sessa, sorry, Sandra, I'm gonna you just said something. You know, some women are afraid to look at their husband's body.
ha.
Did you see the
That is my
aha? And I
Why?
playground.
remember.
That
Do you
is my
remember this
playground.
video? Sandra, do you remember this video we saw where the lady had gotten married and the husband said it is time for them to have, and she was like, no, she wants to pray. God for his canal. Do you remember that video, guys?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sessa, do you remember that
Yes,
video?
and the lady, I remember,
I mean, imagine that.
she wants to get into dimensions and realms.
Exactly. To now ask what the Holy Spirit is saying. See, so we don't
She said
we
she
don't
wants to hear God first.
exactly we don't do justice to ourselves. We need to, as women,
Oh
especially,
my God.
we need to make
And
But
a
her
Sandra, what
angel,
happens to make a woman become like that? Let's start from the basics now, guys. Let's consider the fact that a woman's mindset, if she's like that, started from somewhere. What are the things that make a woman or a man have funny mindsets about sex itself,
religion.
especially in marriage?
Religion has played a very terrible role. And I don't know about other religions. I know about Christianity. So let me start from what I know. Christianity has put a lot of people in bondage where they've been indoctrinated to think that sex is wrong. We need to teach that sex outside marriage is wrong. Sex before marriage is wrong. Sex in the confines of marriage is holy, is beautiful, it's acceptable. You need to believe that your body was created to receive that kind of pleasure. But we've told people, or we've told the younger ones so many times, oh, sex is bad, sex is wrong, sex is dirty. And so they grow up thinking that sex is dirty. They've had that at the back of their minds that is dirty. It's not right. Other people have also had very bad experiences, maybe through molestation, harassment, and all that. And so it's also there. And then there are those that have put themselves in the place of no joy. So I married you because I had to get married, but I'm not sexually attracted to you. You know. So all these little foxes have come in to eat the beautiful vine that has
little
been
foxes.
created.
So
Yes.
say it again.
Ha! These little foxes
There's
have
a case
come
I'm
in.
dealing with now
Mhm.
about
This
the
one.
really what has really happened. These people, they've been married for 3 years, for 4 years. Three
Mm.
out of that 4 years, the woman was a romantic, sexy woman. They're actually in Nigeria. And then this past year, the woman all of a sudden cut her hair, burnt all her clothes. Husband said, what's the matter? She said her prophet said she should stop wearing those clothes. And the husband says, like, who are you?
Mm.
Who is the prophet to say to stop wearing those kind of clothes? And the next thing, the woman stopped giving the man sex, saying that the prophet said that so long that she has finished having the children, she could she should not have sex, that she should be coming to the church to come and pray. Come and pray. The man was a bit knocked out. He was trying to process the whole thing because
Ha!
he didn't leave. He was walking out of town. And then one day, one of the children, the house helps, called him. The house help is a boy, and said, "Sir, the prophet comes to the house every night to come and pray, and I
Hey.
don't like his movement." And the man came in one day unexpectedly and found that the prophet, the so-called prophet, is sleeping with the wife.
Ah.
He's sleeping with the wife. And for the past 1 year, the woman has not slept with the husband, saying that the prophet said that she should not sleep with the husband.
Can you
So most of
believe
the
this
time,
nonsense?
yes, it's happening. It's happening. It's really, really happening. Religion has messed us up.
Mm-hmm.
Today, I was on a TV show, and okay, before the shoot, we started. I like to be relaxed with the host to say, look at the things I'm going to say on TV. If it's not
Mm.
appropriate for your TV station, let me know. And then there was the assistant that was there. She was like, "How do I?" She's Muslim, and she said, "Man, I cannot talk about this thing. No, my father will kill me."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "But how did you come to be? Your father had sex with your mom. Obviously, that's why you were here. You were
Well,
here."
they
And
can't talk
most of
about
the
it
time,
openly, isn't it?
yes, and most of the time, you will see some people who were molested. They have an aversion for sex. They have an aversion for sex. That is why I will keep insisting that every church, their marriage counseling or whatever, should have professional counselors and professional therapists on
It's
their
very
marriage counseling
necessary.
board, so that we
It's
could
very,
deal
very
with this
important.
matter. We could deal with this matter. A lot of people are going into marriage with unhealed trauma.
Mm.
Unhealed trauma. You finish
It's very
marrying, your
important.
husband is touching you. You say, "No, don't touch me." Oh, no. They will fight and fight. For sex to happen, a lot of marriages I've dealt with is for sex to happen is a fight because the woman was molested and she has an aversion for sex. The
Yeah,
man I've dealt with two men who they were molested and they have aversion for sex. I mean, they are married, but immediately it's time to have sex. Their penis cannot even get
erect.
erect. It's not erectile dysfunction. It's the thing of the mind. It's the sexual
Mm.
aversion they have. So a lot of people are walking around unhealed. They are hurt. They're carrying baggages. They're carrying trauma about, and they get married. The other person is, and again, another thing is this: we like Emma said, what business do you have marrying this person you're not sexually attracted to? Do you know why most of them end up in such marriages? It's because you don't talk about the hard things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk about the hard things when
You
you
don't
are
have the
cutting.
good conversations. It's all about, have you eaten? Yes. How was your day? Good.
No, yes, and then you go over shawarma and pizza and then ice
They
cream
don't,
and
they
stuff.
don't
You're not
have
talking
deep
about
conversations.
deep conversations, deep questions.
Mm-mm.
Um, do you like sex?
They
What
don't talk
kind of
about it.
sexual orientation are you in tune to? Do you have a fetish? Do you have fantasies? Do you have fantasies? No, you are not having such conversation. It's ice cream, pizza, and
Mm-mm.
shawarma.
Mm.
And have you
And
eaten?
I also would add that for those who probably are celibate and believe in, abstaining before marriage, you can ask questions like, what would you like the idea of what sex is? Obviously, if you've not had sex before, I cannot tell you if yes or no I like it, but I think that
Yes.
you
I mean,
should,
this is
the
where your
thought
sexual
of it should
compatibility
excite you.
conversation comes in. You see, you need to have the conversations about sexual compatibility because if
So
not,
what kind of questions do you ask
because
in
you
that for
haven't
those
had,
listening?
yeah, because you haven't had sex before, you don't know how your body is even going to react to it. However, God, in His own wisdom, has put those things in us. It's innate,
It's
and
innate,
so
it's natural.
you know how
It's
certain
natural. You
things,
can change
yes,
it.
certain things will react. You know yourself, you know your body, so then you need to now be open to accept that yes, I'm a sexual being. I'm 100% holistic about being sexual. But
Absolutely.
the thing is, because I don't know myself, but maybe growing up or watching stuff, or these things kind of like excite me.
Yeah,
you know
sure.
I get excited when maybe you hold my hands, or being with you for the past 3 months. Anytime you touch my back, I feel like, damn, something runs through my body. And so then I'll begin to tell you that. So then,
Sandra,
Yes.
You know, it's funny you should say this because when people say you need to sleep with somebody before you know you're compatible, even or to know if you're sexually active,
Mm-mm.
biologically, your body even reacts
Your body
for
will
with
react.
an edge.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
normally have an edge for sex, whether you had it or not. Every
Yeah.
It's like being hungry for food. Once
Listen.
you're born, it's natural.
Exactly. It's
Then
naturally
you
in you.
know you have the edge for sex, right?
When I was
Once
Aha.
you
dating my
get
when I
into
was
that
dating my
age,
husband, I dated my husband for 18 months. There was no sex in there. To get it.
But
We
you knew
were
you
like,
were sexually attracted to each
yes,
other.
mhm,
I was, and I say this because when he does certain things, he'd be like, "You, when I get married to you, you wait until the day I get the license to kill. The way I
Exactly.
will fire you. You know, you should be able
Aha.
open to talk about all these fantasies and little conversations here and there. It's not about have you eaten? Yes, shawarma, pizza, ice cream. No, we should talk about the deep things. That is why a lot of people get shockers when they get married because marriage
when they
is not
get
just
married.
you don't need to get shockers. You should be like, damn, I know I'm learning on the job, but certain things I need to be able to do. I should be able to watch a movie with you and see how you
Yes.
are reacting to the
How
romantic
you
movie
react when
scene.
romantic scenes come in?
Exactly. Not you are like, hey, I can't watch this. Hey, you're closing your eyes. I'm sorry. What will you do when we're in the bedroom? Are you going to close your eyes too? We should watch
Even
it
even
and be able. All
even
right,
the
somebody's
sons of God.
Emma. I think somebody
The
is
sons
joining
of
us.
God came down. The
Mayama.
sons of God came down because
Who?
of
Yes,
women.
Who is
Emma.
And
joining?
then you,
I think you give. Did you give the thing to someone?
No, just you and Sessa.
Well, somebody's got it.
oh, I think I posted it on my WhatsApp status.
Okay, then it's all right. So we won't let the person in then. They just stay on the background. Okay, okay.
There's
So
some
Yes.
very interesting comments in the comment section that connect to what Sandra and Sessa has been saying. And Araba and Dr. Kaizo have been really hitting it. Dr. Akaizo is saying that the topic of orgasm is so important, and that she's saying that um she says, hold on, sex experts must be added to marriage counseling too,
absolutely
because
true.
sexual attitudes can be linked to a dysfunctional background and upbringing. And so the
Mhm.
church is failing us so much
Oh, it
when it
is.
comes to the aspect of talking about sexual relationships in marriage. It's almost like it's a taboo to talk about it. It's
Hmm.
unnecessary to talk about it. Marriage is not all about sex. Of course, marriage is all about a lot of things. But we all know that the reason why many marriages are not enjoyed is because they cannot connect sexually. And
Mm-hmm.
marriage is not called marriage until sex happens. So, like Sandra and Sister are saying, you can get married and cook for your husband, talk about shawarma and burger. If you don't have sex, it's not called a marriage yet.
Hmm.
Whether you like it or not, it is not called
That's
a
why they
marriage
call it
yet.
consummation. It has to
You
be
need to
Absolutely.
consume.
That's
consummated.
what
Yes,
you very much.
consummate. Yes,
You
yes.
consummate. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not a
Yes.
one-time affair. Okay, get married the first 2 weeks of your honeymoon, have all the sex you will have for the next 90 years, and you end it. And that is what many people think it is. No,
Some people do that. No, some
people,
people do it. Some people after
Yeah.
the honeymoon, they don't.
it's
They said
over.
no. It's over. They don't want to have the sex again. And also, you should. Why another thing? Some people get married because of children. They want to have children, and
Mm-hmm.
when they are
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
done with
Mm-hmm.
having a number of children, they are not interested in sex again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
And then the other person will be frustrated. The other person will be hurt. I've had such issues on my table. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
my husband said he wanted 2 children, and that's all. My wife said she wanted 3 children. She's not interested in sex. The wife is saying it's sex food. The husband is saying I have a lot of things to do. Sweetheart.
They don't understand what is going on.
See,
My husband
sex
would say
is sweet
they
too.
don't know. They don't know what time is it. They don't know
They
the
don't know.
time
They don't
yet.
see. One thing I will say, I said when you were single, you were having all the orgies, you really wanted to. Now you are married. All of a sudden, you don't want to have sex again. Yeah. But sometimes again, if the other party cheated,
hmm,
Yeah.
I was going
if
to
the other
come
party
there.
yes, if the other
It
party
kills the vibe.
betrayed, it kills the vibe.
That's what
It
I'm saying.
kills the
That
vibe for
it
sex.
can be psychological. as well.
Yes,
Because then
it
you're
kills the
thinking
vibe.
about this thing that I shared with you, you've gone to give it to
Yes,
somebody
you've
else.
got to give it to other people, and then
So
you're having sex with the person you betrayed, and the person is like, is what was he even telling the other people, or what was she even doing? Is it, it's just there. It's difficult. It's very very difficult to forget.
infidelity is a very huge thing that
Absolutely.
people don't actually think about, but the effect, the after effect of infidelity is so horrendous. It's it's
Oh
it's
It's
my
horrendous.
goodness.
That's the word, horrendous.
It's
it's
horrible, guys. It's
mind
horrible.
blowing when you should sit down with somebody that has experienced that. I mean, you don't even want to know the last thing about it because it breaks
It's very
everything.
unfair when that happens,
It
my
breaks
sister.
down everything.
It's so
It
unfair when that
crumbles
happens.
everything, and it's so bad.
It ruins everything. It
Everything.
ruins
And then
everything.
and
You
then
give pressure
um
to the person to forgive you,
I'm
but
telling
it's not going to
you.
be the same.
yes, it's not going to be
Hey,
the same. Even if the person
It's
forgives
not
you,
going to
it's
be
not
the
going to be
same.
the same. And then when the person knows the details of where you used to have your rendezvous, anytime the person passes there, it triggers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It
Oh yeah.
triggers.
Yeah.
It triggers. So
Yeah.
most
That is
times,
the word. It triggers.
sexless marriage is caused by infidelity.
A lot of the time,
More
and
often than not.
a lot of the time, yes. And one thing also with us, let me use with us women, where we begin to now say, I'm tired, I'm the kids, I'm doing this, I'm doing that's how you use the word intentional. You've got to be intentional by psyching your mind to say that. I have a book coming up soon where I talk about sex by design, and in that
Yeah.
I gave a
Yeah.
very personal. I shared a personal story in there when I had my first daughter and I had an emergency cesarean, and so after the surgery and all that, the gynecologist, my consultant, said to my husband that you don't need to have sex for about 6 months, just so that everything heals normally and all that. Okay, now 6 months came and went, and there was still no
Six
sex.
months no sex with tears.
We didn't have sex.
Why?
We didn't because
Why?
it was to follow
What?
doctor's advice, and so we didn't. Now
Doctor
it
said
was
it was for
Okay.
6 months or six
Okay.
weeks.
Okay.
no
Okay.
6 months because it was an
Ha!
emergency cesarean, so everything
Wow.
I was
Oh,
really cut through. Yeah, and so
oh.
6 months, no sex for 6 months. Now afterwards, I think it was about 8 or 9 months, and one day I was just folding stuff. And I realized I have all these beautiful, sexy lingerie that my husband bought for me that I haven't worn in like ages. And so I took that one out and I took one out and I put it on and I was like, Lord, help me. My husband has never complained. He will never complain, thinking that I'm not ready to have sex with him. But that night when he came to the bedroom and saw that I was in the, it was like, hey, Sandy. And I said, listen, I'm sorry, but I think that you've also know you think that you I'm not ready, and so you're not pushing it. But I want you to know that
Mm-hmm.
now I'm ready. And that was so I have to be intentional
Oh,
because my baby will wake up in the middle of the night to feed. And Nathania, when she was born,
look at that.
because she was in NICU, her feeding was really bad. She didn't take bottle, no bottle at all, no formula milk. It was purely breast milk for the first 4 months of her life. It was just pure breast milk.
Mm-hmm.
And so she'll wake up like every 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And they put clock in her belly. Every 2 hours, this girl will come on and like do it 2 hours, come on, and it's all like I was always tired. I was tired, and the
Oh my gosh.
at a point, my wound, I think the sides were getting a bit infected, and so they had to now go do it again, and so it put a lot of pressure on me personally because I had to heal properly, and then I had to now
Mm-hmm.
feed my baby and all that, and so when it got to the point, I'm like, I'm ready, and so when Janelle was born, I didn't even wait for 6 months because though it was an emergency cesarean, my wound healed quite quickly. It was okay, but
Yeah.
this one because my
Okay.
the wound was the sides were getting infected where the knots were, so they had to like redo
Yeah.
the ends and clip it again. So yeah, so that was a whole total 6 months for me, that I had to like
So
stay
that
at
was for health reasons.
for
So
health
the only
reasons.
reason your
Yes,
marriage should be sexy is for
yes,
health
for that.
reasons.
But
That's it.
even mean that we were not emotionally disconnected. Do you get it?
That's a good one. Sandra, I needed to point it out because
Yes.
people think sex is just connecting, penetrate. No, what because sex is beyond that. There's other aspect, and we need you
That's
to
what to break your
push.
home.
So,
No.
Sandra,
Yeah.
please, it's important you say because there are many mothers,
Yes.
postpartum depression,
Yeah.
all of those things. So, if just because you cannot go into the action of sex, what's it called? Foreplays and all of those things.
That's what I was
What
saying.
role does it play in sustaining a
Yes.
married till?
That's what I'm saying, that even though we're not being sexually or penetratively active, we were not disconnected. We
Good.
were still cuddling up, we were still kissing, we were
Uh-huh.
still holding each other to sleep, and still being there helping me with the baby. And let me tell you something, I'm sure maybe Emma he's told you, but when Nathaniel was born, every afternoon my husband would drive from school to come home and change Nathaniel's nappy. Give me like about half an hour
Wow.
break. I'm sure Emma, I'm sure you guys you have your conversations, so I'm sure maybe he's told you along the line. He would come home and change Nathaniel's nappy, give me like half an hour break for myself. And then
Wow.
he
Oh,
would go back. And then in the night, when Nathaniel wakes up for her 2 hours,
man of the moment.
he was there.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
we need
That
to
is not
crown
that
him.
is not common.
He it's not common,
Some
man.
men would have gone to look for boys, hang around or find
Boys,
another chick,
boys,
Oh
hang
no,
around.
another girl
you
to
won't get
just
him.
sort out that
Ah,
gap.
He's not a
why
boy
are you
boy
the woman in this marriage?
Oh, some women will be envious right now. Oh,
when I was crying to God, they were not there.
you need to pray for the man you want to get married to because
Yeah,
such men, such characters is not no. Oh my God.
man.
That
So
and I hope that women and men are getting a cue from this because the truth is until you get married, you don't know what marriage is. So stop
yeah,
assuming you
and
know what it
also,
is, right?
when you're going through all those periods where your hormones are all over, and maybe like, you see, men also need to understand that right after, maybe even during pregnancy, for the first trimester, it's quite some for some women, because maybe how their pregnancy is, they will not have sex with you at all. Some of them like for the first trimester, some of them like all through the whole 9 months of no pregnant of no sex at all. But that doesn't mean you should be sexually disconnected. Like I said,
Mm,
still cuddle up, still snuggle up, still kiss, still do whatever. Hand job is there, blow job is there, whichever jobs you want to do. If you're not having penetrative sex, there's so many ways of killing a cat. So just
Of
be
uh-huh.
emotional,
course.
still connect.
Plenty.
Still you need to connect to hold on. If not, the marriage,
You will
the fire is
lose
going
it.
to fizzle
You will
down.
lose it.
You will
Yes, you
lose
will
it.
lose it.
It's
You
important.
will
And then
lose
maybe
it.
after birth, men need to understand that some women also go through postpartum depression, and it
It
is a
takes two
killer.
years. It takes 2 years, 2 good years for a woman
It,
to get herself back
it
after
is a
childbirth.
killer. And some
It
women
takes
don't
two
actually
years.
even know. Some women don't
They don't
even know
know.
what is going on with themselves. They have no idea what it is. And so you need to let's learn. That's the whole thing. Let's not stop learning. Let us not stop learning. A lot of us, we just stop learning. Ask some people when was the last time they even read an article about sex. They'll tell you, oh, sex, what's the sex? Sex is not just going in bang, bang, bang and getting out. Oh. Listen,
Nope.
there's
Nope.
theories, there's
I
skills.
got kicked out.
There's,
I got kicked out of church. I got kicked out of church when I was talking about sex.
I'm sure
Every
those,
time they
I'm
say
sure
you're
those,
talking about sex, sex,
As
sex,
for you,
they say
as
I'm
for
sure
your
those,
matter,
I'm sure
Sandra,
they'll kick you
sex is
out.
my life.
I'm sure they'll kick
Sex
you
is
out.
my life.
Sandra, Dr. Kaiser says your guy has really tried. Make
He
sure you are
has, he
somersaulting for
has,
this guy
he
in the room every
has.
day.
I'm
Somersaulting.
assaulting.
Sandra.
Ah,
The man is got some assaulting roll over, roller skating, and
no,
all that.
not only somersaulting. She should do gymnastics, full gymnastics. The girls gymnastics. Me,
Oh my God. I
oh
speak for the
my
single
god.
nation. I speak for the single nation. My president must hear this. It's something that I think what you said, it means that men, women understand each other. no women, men, no men.
Yeah.
Understand, ask questions, and more importantly, be empathetic.
Yeah.
You see, I think in relationships, when you care for each other, you are concerned about each other, it even makes your sexual life more interesting,
Mm-hmm.
because you are when your spouse feels good about you, everything is gonna work. When you
Yeah.
see people cheating, it's because that person is making him or her feel good, feel better than you are making him or her feel. So you know
But
what's weird?
on the other way around, Emma, mm,
Just I want to say something though. You know what's weird?
sometimes, oh, wait,
Sometimes I'm listening.
sometimes, right? You will do everything to make that particular partner who went to cheat good, but because they have chosen to have the other, rather they actually make the other person feel good, feel comfortable than you who is doing everything to make them feel good.
I mean, that's manipulation. I mean, though there are certain
Yes,
situations that are
women. I've
I
seen
agree with that.
spouses. I've seen spouses who have done everything. They've worn the sexiest lingerie. They've waxed their balls. They've done everything.
Yes,
But
yes.
you go out and see who they are cheating
So you were
on you
about.
with.
It's like me. You were about to say the same. I was going to say that, but though I was going to say it on the other side, but connect what you're saying. What you're saying is basically, and I keep saying that if you know the spouse you have, whatever you do would work. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
marry the right person, somebody who has the right
The
mindset, who
person to marry
respects
right.
and values you, obviously all of the things we are saying it will work. But if you marry somebody who has no value, no principles of marriage, you can do everything right, like you're saying, and the person will be indisciplined and mess up. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. Okay. But if you're married to a mature, disciplined person that understands that I love my wife, I love my husband, there's temptation around me, but I've chosen to say no, then good for you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
there's this case where the marriage is sexless for whatever reason it is, and the children the woman has brought into the world does not belong to that man. So you ask yourself, what happened? An ex-boyfriend,
Ah, yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
colleague at work, somebody who just understands your wife better than you, and in your mind you think that all you do is provide her with money. As Sandra said, sexless marriage is not just zero sex, like
Mm-hmm.
scanty sex. It's
Mm-hmm.
scanty. You travel
Hmm,
all the time, you don't care. Oh, I buy my wife
you don't
everything, I
care.
buy my kids everything, but
Mm-hmm.
somebody is servicing her. And
Mm-hmm.
Of
because you
course.
think you're sexually active, you take all the kids. Now these days we're having the issue of women having kids are not for them, and the women don't even know that the kids are not even for their husband. Some know, some don't know.
This is a
It's becoming
pandemic.
the norm.
It's a pandemic.
It's
And it's
becoming a
Emma,
norm now.
bad.
Emma,
Yes.
let me give you a story that just happened. I was called into this. This man cheated on the wife some time ago, and then did not. She was hurt and everything. The man was like, "Oh, every man does it," and all that. And he didn't validate her feelings, made her not to. The woman moved. You know when a woman is married to you but moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Physically
they
present,
had
emotionally absent.
they had three children.
Mm.
They had three children. And then when the last one just left for the university, the woman told the man that the only child you have with me is just the first one. The rest two
Oh.
are not yours. And then the man has invested a lot into these children. And the man called family meeting and everything. They did a DNA test. Lo and behold, it was not his. And they were asking the woman, why did you do that? Why did you do that? He said, when the man was holding his chest and crying, the only thing the woman said was, you see that pain you feel? That was how I felt. And that was it.
Wow.
That was it. She packed her things.
Wow.
She left the marriage. She said she has left the marriage long ago, but it took her how many years? Almost 20 years to revenge on this
God
man.
forbid. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yes.
That
When
is
they
not
say
Oh
hell
my
normal.
had no
goodness.
fury like
Like
a
a woman's
woman's
tongue.
scorn,
Mm.
my dear,
But that,
believe it.
that is wrong.
Believe it. Hook, line, and sinker. Believe
That
it.
is wrong.
And
That is wrong.
another thing is this. Sometimes sexless marriage is caused by excessive stress.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's bring it to the men. When you are
Yeah, the
super
men, my
when you are
goodness.
stressed, your cortisol level goes very high. You feel
Mm,
frazzled, you feel out of place, you are tired, you are anxious. Look, if you are stressed you will not have any desire or energy to have sex. If they
mm,
like, let them bring Bathsheba, you will not have an erection.
yeah.
Let them bring Solomon with all his glory. You will not be wet. You will not have reasons to have sex because you are stressed. And right now, in short, in this Accra, with the sun, ECG, and Adodi, my dear, you
No
will be
joke,
super.
my love.
I'm telling you, you'll be before you come back, the heat has done something to you, and then when you come home, you think you will have electricity in the house. ECG has done their own. Then the children are there, and then bills are waiting for you. You have work, you have deadlines to meet. The stress will go high, 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 high up there, and then before you know it, you can't even think about sex. You just want to get up and get the bills going. You want to get up and get the
Mm,
bills going. Sex is not even part. Most of the time, stress. We don't even talk about the stress part of a sexless marriage. Stress of especially, and another stress is this: when you have a special needs child.
mm.
Holy gosh.
When you have a special needs child, it's so stressful on the parents that, my dear, sometimes don't even think about sex. Not even as a
I tell
comfort,
you.
not even as a comforting thing. Like, sometimes most couples use sex as a comforting thing, is their entertainment
Mhm,
and stuff like that.
mhm,
But
mhm.
because of the stress of taking care of a special needs child, my dear,
That is another level.
we don't talk about that side of sexless marriage. The
That's
stress,
true.
stress lowers sex drive. That is why I always
Yes.
insist, please have sex. Sex, they reduce stress. Sex reduces stress.
It reduces stress if both of you are intentional to handle it.
Yes.
If
Yeah, that
not,
is
it
why
becomes
even
a
if you
pile up.
have a special needs child, you could
Mm-hmm.
actually schedule sex. I'm an advocate for scheduling sex. Even if it
Very
is once
important.
a week. Once a week. Be intentional about that. If you have it once a week, you're going to have it 52 times in a year. And that's
Mm,
something. So that's something. If you know that your job is very stressful, your kind of work is stressful, the kind of family is very stressful, maybe with a special needs child, please, as husband and wife, as couples, schedule sex, put it on the calendar, and the day before, both of you start preparing your minds for the sex that is going to happen tomorrow.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If not,
You
before
know,
you know it, you're stressed out. Though you're in short, it will come to a point that the time when people want to have sex, the vagina will be telling the brain, "There's something trying to come inside me. I don't understand. What is it?"
And
Yes,
begin to
some
fight
people.
against it.
Yes, some women have locked vaginas because they've not had sex for a very long time. So we don't know. They have semus. The vagina's locks because they've not had sex for years. And then when they're trying to have sex, it locks because the brain does not understand. The vagina is sending message to the brain. Something's trying to enter. The brain will be like,
and
what
there's
is
a
that?
missed call.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
There's
what
a
is
missed
that?
call. But Sessa, you know what you and Sandra are talking about. People think that when we say, "How can I'm saying I'm tired, I'm stressed." What do you say? No, you see, there's a step before you get to that point.
Yeah.
And I want Sandra and Sessa to give us those distressing, for example, just going to the bathtub and just lie down in it, relax, Epsom salts, all of
You
those
know,
things, some
Rachel,
music. Please, can you just give us, so that people listening can understand that we're not saying, as Sandra said, don't go into the pam pam pam. Obviously, you don't have the energy, but you can you can calm down. What are those calming things people can do to prepare to get the energy back? What are the ideas that
you
they can
see,
have?
Emma, we're talking about all these things, right? But if if both spouses are not intentional, one, two, are not emotionally connected, three, they're not sexually attracted to each other, four, they're not communicating enough, five, they're not friends, these things do happen. And so we're saying we're stressed. Yes, I mean, a lot of us go through stress. You can lose a job, your business can go wrong, you can lose finances, your children are ill, you have a special needs child that needs 24 attention and all that. But if both of you are not in it together, when the stress of life comes, it will hit you so hard that you can't get out of it. But if you are both intentional about saying, your burden is my burden is your burden, we share it, that is when you can go lie down in the bathtub with your Epsom salt and your Redox muscle relaxer and your candles and a hot chocolate or a glass of wine or champagne or whatever, just so that you melt in the hot tub. And by the time you come out, maybe your husband has even made the bed for you to say, listen, girl, just go and have a bit of a nap. These things don't just happen. It happens because it is created. So a beautiful marriage doesn't happen. It is built.
It
And
doesn't
it is
fall from
built,
heaven.
no, it is built with intentionality. It is built with commitment. It is built is I am in this with you. We're doing life together till death do us part. If
That's
not,
right.
we are in this. We're doing it. Because listen, life is not bread and butter. Life isn't bread and butter. Hey, you can lose one huge contract that will just spiral your life. And if you don't have a spouse that is supporting you, I'm telling you that your penis will not even erect.
At all.
Irrespective of what the woman does to you, it will not erect. But if you go through that kind of a shocker and you come back home to a wife that is your friend and they begin to talk life back into you, you know you can do it. You can come. Listen, I've been there, seen it. I've seen my husband lose money, and I'm thinking, how are we going to get out of this mess? But at one point, this man will just look at my face and will tell you, it is well. And when he says it is well, I just hold on to it. It is well. And I become the it is well to him. That okay, we'll take it one day at a time and see where the Lord is taking us. See where God is taking one day at a time. It might not. You see, it's life, but you have to be intentional. Have a friend in the person you're married to, because if you're not friends, oh come on, man, I don't know what you guys have, but you have to be friends, and that is when you
That's
But
are
it.
able.
yes,
That's
that's it.
Because you're able to joke, you're able to talk, you're able to think, you're able to analyze things and say, okay, let me hold the fort now because you can't. Let me take the ring. Listen, please, oh, if you are a woman and you're listening to us, make sure you are a woman of intelligence. Build this. A woman of emotional intelligence, a woman that can carry the reins of the family when your husband is down.
Yes.
Don't
And
just be
also
the
know
one, just
how
be
to
there. Just be there.
the
Listen,
energy.
be everything to your husband. So be his support. I mean, I call you. Listen, we have a conference coming up it's an in-person conference coming up in May, and it's called the Complete Woman. And we're talking about the complete woman. You need to be complete, financially sound. Literally, you're there. Intelligence, you're there. You're slaying it with your fashion. You're slaying it spiritually. You are a complete woman. That is how you have to be when it comes to you being the woman that is going to hold the fort. If not, when the stress of life hits your husband, I'm sorry, but his penis is going to die. It won't react to you, and you might thinking that he's sleeping with somebody else. No, he's stressed. He's thinking of the bills, thinking of how he's going to pay the rent. The children are going to school, no money coming in, and you want him to enjoy sex. You must be mad.
Ah, ouch.
Sandra, you said something and it came to my mind that some people have sexless marriages because sex is boring at home.
Oh
What do
yeah.
you have to say about boring sex, Cesar and Sandra?
My goodness, have you seen somebody having sex and they're on their phone typing, replying a message to me? That is when the sex is boring.
Oh my goodness, that is a serious one.
Yes, because you're not doing
Emma, are you
anything.
shocked?
You're just wasting your
Emma, are
daughter's
you
time.
shocked?
You're
I
just
am
wasting
so
the
Emma,
proud.
you
person's
shouldn't be
time.
shocked.
Oh,
Emma,
the
you
person's on
shouldn't be
WhatsApp.
shocked.
The person's on
Yes, person
WhatsApp.
is Facebook. The person is
Lord
watching
have
reels.
mercy. That's an insult to sex itself.
Because
See,
you're not doing anything.
you see, there's a lot about energy we don't read. Most of the times why we have sexless marriage is because the female is in her masculine energy.
Mm,
She's not embodying her feminine energy. She's not embodying it at all. Her feminine energy, she's not being feminine, you see. And then some, by the other way, the man is rather in his feminine energy. He's being effeminate and all that. So one of the things I would like to tell couples is that watch your energy, watch the energy you are emitting. If you're a lady, you're working, maybe both of you are doing 50-50. Me, I've never believed in 50-50. I'm a traditional woman. I like to be taken care of. I like to make my own money, but your money is also
It's
my
my
money.
money. My money is my money.
So
this
yes,
matter.
I like to, I like to relax and be taken care of. I like to be the
Exactly.
nurturer. Yes, I like that. It's a feminine thing. See, like you said, your husband can be going through a lot of stress, and he comes back home. My dear, you forget every other thing and hold him and tell him,
Yeah.
man, it is well. This too shall
Mhm.
pass.
This
You
too
get.
shall pass. Absolutely.
See,
This
it
too
shall
shall
pass.
pass. Mm-hmm.
Both of you should be in sync with each other.
Yeah.
There's a time it comes in marriage that your friendship is what will hold it together, not even love.
Absolutely. When the
Not
storms of life
love.
hit you.
Yes, when
Mm-hmm.
the storms of life hit, it is the friendship both of you have built together that is going to
Mm-hmm.
be the glue at that moment, right? There's
Absolutely.
there's there's a kind of a passage rite that is done in my mother's tribe, right? And I'm so thankful that my mother allowed me to do that right. I'm the only person in my house that did that right. I'm the only person. I'm the only person. And it has actually helped me. It is called nkro in my mother's dialect. It's called nkro. It's kind of some people translate it to literally like fattening room, but it was a process where we were taught how to be in our feminine energy. That it is even said that if you are a man, a married man, and you travel to the region where my mother is from, you won't come back. Oh, because the women have been inculcated, they have been taught how to be in their feminine energy, even when the storm is raging. Even when the storm is raging, you have to do
No
what?
signals are
Be,
found.
you have to be in
Dr.
that
Louisa
feminine
is
energy.
eating it like it's hot.
You see, you have to be in that energy for you to, men, understand him, and for the man to also understand you, be in his own masculine energy. And then you find out that the way both of you take care of each other, because you are both in your energies, will make it like it's like a yin and yang something. Before you know it, you are cuddling. Before you know it, you are cuddling. Before you know it, you are holding hands. It might not be penetrative sex. Maybe the other person has some health issues. Before you know it, because you're in this your feminine energy, you won't even feel apart from each other. You won't feel
Mm-mm.
apart from each other. But you people are so in sync with each other that you are having orgasms from cuddles.
Yeah.
You people think it's only penetration that gives orgasms. You people have not tried tantric sex. You've not tried
Mm-mm.
What?
somatic sex.
You
Sorry.
don't know it.
What is that, ma'am? What is that? Can you enlighten us, Tessa?
Hey!
That's why you be correct,
Oh,
Calabar
Dr.
lady.
Louisa. Chai, song ida me kaiba no, sasongo.
Please,
Don't change the subject, please. For I am asking on behalf of Father Innocent and Samuel
Father
upon
Innocent
Juliet. What did
is
you just
even the
say?
pro. Father Innocent is actually the pro. I don't even know where.
You see, I mentioned Father Innocent. Your son is laughing. That's from your village, oh, Dr. Kaiso.
It's
I have
Cesar,
to say
well.
Dr. Kaiso. Yes, so.
Cesar,
Oh.
can you explain what those two kinds of sex you said? Please, for the sake of
Okay.
our brothers watching.
See, somatic sex, right, is actually what we use to heal trauma.
Right. I'm
Yes, it's kind
traumatized
of
right now, so talk to me.
Why, God, why did you give me these two people as sisters?
I'm damn so traumatized, baby girl. Talk to me.
okay. Somatic sex is a kind of sex that helps you to open up your pelvis because your womb stores your wombs and your hips, they store a lot of energy, negative energy, positive energy, because we are nurturers as women. That's why you see that we have more space in our hip bone. That's why you see that a woman's body shape is different from that of a man. So when you go through somatic exercises or somatic sex positions, it heals you from trauma. And then when you get involved in somatic sex position, it heals trauma. If you were if you had miscarriages, if you were molested, if you had stillbirth, that's for the woman. And then for the man too, if the man was molested, if the man was abused as a child or as an adult, in whichever way, they have to do what, um go through healing via that somatic sex position. I cannot show you now because I think maybe one day I'm going to talk about it extensively with diagrams. It has to do with a lot of your hips and your thighs, your pelvis has to be involved with it on how you do the sex positions. So this somatic sex position heals. And then tantric sex has to be with non-penetrative sex, which both of you use your bodies to stimulate each other. But the bodies have to be extremely oiled. I prefer scented body oils, right? Or edible massage oils for this case. You use your bodies with low music, scented candles. Oh my God. And I love it.
Hmm.
If you want to get the best out of tantric sex, it has to be done on the floor, not on the
Please.
bed. It has to be done on the floor because it is a
Yeah,
very
because of
oily
the
something.
messy, because it's very
Yes.
messy.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
Yes. You
Laundry
have to
And
matter.
use
I get it.
you have
we've
to
even
use
used somatic experiences to heal people that have post traumatic disorder.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an
So
experience that is like an it's inbuilt outward sort of an experience that
yes, it
Mm-hmm.
goes into your
Mm-hmm.
subconscious.
yeah.
Oh,
It goes into your
wow.
subconscious. So for the tantric sex, slow music, you both of you using your bodies to worship. Let me use the word worship each
Hmm.
other's bodies. From there, you will know. When you try tantric sex, right? You get to find out places that are very, very erogenous that you've not found that with your hands when you're just caressing with your hands. But with the other body parts, you find out that man, and it makes you have multiple orgasms. Men who have full body orgasms. Most men have never had orgasms before. They just think ejaculation is orgasms, but they don't know that ejaculation is not orgasms.
Absolutely.
So if this tantric sex actually help men to have full body orgasms, and then the women to also have full body orgasms, but you get to know your body better and is very, very healing. So that's it, darling. Are you ready for the
Wow.
somatic sex position, Emma?
In
Or should I
fact,
just use only somatic exercises on you?
sex position of the week. Duvet and eggs. Hey, Charlie, this has been such a very, very insightful session. For those of you who have not been having your marriage has been boring, your sex life is next to nothing, there's hope for you guys. Please, it is not the will of God for you to get married and have a sexless life. Like, you should just remain single like me, and that's it. Okay. But if you want to be like Cesar and Sandra and Dr. Louisa and Araba and the rest, please, you have nobody on the side of my voice who is married must have a sexless marriage. It is wrong. It is not right. That would obviously open you up to temptations and all sorts of unhappiness and depression. Araba said, "Sexless marriage is not my portion."
In
Yeah,
Jesus'
yeah.
name. Amen. Amen.
Oh my!
Amen.
Hey,
Ah,
listen, guys, get it off your. It's sex starts from the mind. Okay, like everything else you do. Okay, you can see food and know what to eat if mentally you're not okay. All right, so same thing with sex. If okay, Araba is now dropping it hot. Araba says, "I am my husband's whore." Oh hey, God have mercy, Sandra. I blame you for all of these things.
and
I
you want
really
to
blame
sleep,
you.
okay? Go and sleep, please. Go and sleep.
Araba. Tessa. And Yola says she's her husband's whore.
Ah,
Hey,
Of
he's
course. Of
dropping it like it's
course.
hot. Oh,
Of course.
listen,
So
guys.
that's the
If you
only
are
place
not
you have to
as
show yourself.
if you're not as excited as Araba and Dr. Kaiso about
ah.
marriage, please don't marry. If you know you have a problem with the idea of sex, please don't bother yourself. Dr. Kaiso says, I
No,
rebuke it by fire.
and if Emma, if they have a problem, I could actually solve that problem.
Oh,
May
I am already
25th.
coming there. I am coming there. With this program,
May
always
25th, I'm
refers
having
everyone to our experts in the house. Sandra, Cesar, these two ladies will show you how to deal with your issues. Please don't suffer in your pain. Don't suffer in your trauma. Don't suffer in your marriage. Don't bother. Please, there is a way out. A sexless marriage is a very unhappy life. If you want to succeed in your
very
career, your
painful.
purpose in life, and you're married, make sure your marriage is working. Because if you're emotionally distracted, you cannot be useful to society. You'll be sleeping around with them instead of healing them. Huh? God has called you to heal them. You have been sleeping with them. It shows you that you're having a sexless marriage. Those pastors that have been sleeping with church members, you're having a sexless marriage. Oh, you also,
God will
also.
punish them.
God has called you to heal. You are rather breaking legs, opening and
Ah,
breaking legs. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. On a more serious note, sexless marriage is a no-no. God's will is for you to have a beautiful, non-boring sexual life. And if you want for more tips on how to make your marriage exciting, please reach out to us and we'll direct you to our counselors, and your life will be ready for the next level. It's been a good time as always. We never have a boring
It's been
time
a
with
good time.
conversations. It's always fun speaking
yes.
with you guys. Thank you, Cesar, for being here. Looking forward to having you again. Yeah,
Thank
Never
you
a
for
and
dull
having me
moment.
always,
Never a dull moment
Mama
with
D.
sister. Never a dull moment with you.
yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Never a dull moment. I think
Dr.
we need
Karen
to
said,
we
Emma,
need to
don't
have Dr.
crash
Kaiso
table
on.
before we
Dr.
receive
Kaiso,
offering.
we need to have you on. We need
He
to
said
have you
what?
on. I think we need to have Dr. Louisa on.
Dr. Louisa, we are
Yes.
having you next. You see, Dr. Louisa is in the United States, so we need to really plan. Her
Yeah,
timing
we
is
need to
very
work around
interesting.
her time.
Their time difference is something else. I'm
Yeah,
even
yeah, yeah,
lucky she's
yeah,
even here at this time.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. So Dr. Kaiser will plan it. Yeah. Right. Okay, everybody. It's Resurrection Week. I'm so excited. Another time to
Yes,
commemorate and
please.
meditate on the reason why we have an eternal life when Jesus was born. Last year we celebrated. This year we are celebrating when he sacrificed himself so that you and I may have eternal life. And have a very, very wonderful, wonderful day. Hello, baby boo boo.
Can you imagine?
On behalf of Sandra and the entire Talk family, we wish you all a fantastic Easter weekend. Have fun. Make sure you reach out to other people who don't know the love of Jesus and tell them
No.
there is hope for their life. Until then, till you come your way, Sandra, have anything to say? Sandra, Sandra.
Happy Easter. We love you guys. We don't want to crash this table. We're being very pious, very holy at this time of
God
the
bless you,
day.
ladies. According to
Um,
Dr. Kaiser,
may
God
every
bless you,
dead sex
ladies.
life resurrect by fire.
Amen.
If you are single,
Amen.
please don't. This is not for you until you are
Amen,
married.
amen, amen. You
If you
guys,
are
you guys.
married, this is for you.
It's always fun. It's always fun and nice when we come your way and you guys come on and we share conversation. And
Yeah.
Heartversations is actually from our hearts. It's a topic that we bring out that is actually from our hearts. That we think a lot of people are going through sexless marriages and they don't even know why they're going through that. And if you want to reach out to any of us, listen, just DM Emma and she would signpost you to where to go. If on the other hand you think you want to speak to myself, now I'm very okay with sending me emails, better for me than my WhatsApp. So if you can just send me an email to info@sandradelali.co.uk is better because I have someone that manages that and it's okay because I get all the emails forwarded back to me, which is cool. On the other hand, if you want to speak to Cessa, please by all means DM her and she will tell you what to do. If you need to speak to Emma, do so. If you need to speak to Dr. Kaiso, please do so. Whoever you want to speak to, as long as you're getting the help that you need. And all these things we're bringing to you, we're not charging you. We should actually be charging, but we're not charging. It's free. We just spend our money on our data and we come sit here and we give you quality information, quality advice. So please, if you are in such a state or in a situation like this, please reach out. There's help available. For all you know, you don't even need therapy. It might just be a word that some one of us will speak to you that will just readjust you and you would be on your way to having pleasurable sex that is mind blowing, toe curling, sheets rumpling, like Cesar would say. And so, listen, sex is beautiful. Sex was created by God. It has to be an experience that will take you to cloud nine, the seventh heaven. That's where you have to be. So please, if you're not having that and you need help, reach out. And we wish you all a very happy, blessed Easter weekend. And until we come your way again, know that we love you. We always wish you the best, and it's from our heart. So, from our heart to yours, have a happy Easter, and we will see you again shortly. Bye.
Hasta la vista.
Bye. Hasta la vista,
Bye.
baby.
Love you all.
Love you all.
Love
Please,
you.
it's a
Bye.